feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't run away
in that video. Timbaland Drake. Yo, I'm scared to Google anything. I might see a video of Destiny like slurping up a penis. Okay. What video is it? Give me a second. I'm trying to find the original video. Is it this? No. Where's the video? Okay. Maybe we got it from here. Oh, and this is what people were saying. So apparently before Timbaland said that Jay-Z and Drake helped him during the darkest time of his life, right? And he said this on Shannon Sharp's show. So me and Drizzy, our relationship is most definitely real close. Why is that Rick Ross said? What the fuck? Never mind. Oh, Timbaland claim isn't the first artist to claim Drizzy. Never mind. Here we go. I guess this is Do we have a timestamp here?
It was a hit.
Fuck. Okay. So Timbaland said Jay-Z's a prophet. God sent him. I ain't never seen nobody like him. Hov actually raised me. He don't even know it. He raised me in the music business. He was so prolific, so wise beyond his age that I was amazed at just watching him. That's why I had a different bond with Jay when it comes to my music. We were rewriting the Bible in a way. Continue. Even Drake told me. That's why I'm like, these guys are special to the world. Now, once they give you the information, it's up to you how you use it. I didn't come out of darkness. No, I didn't come out until the darkness, man. And that's why I say it's all love with these guys. They helped me during the darkest time of my life. And he seems to be referring to, what's it called? What is this about?
Last month.
Oh, I thought it was Joe going on Drake again. Okay. I'm trying to see what the video. Oh, I think there's Mealy Mall says something about Drake. Is it this?
Number one person in rap music. He's the number one person in rap music.
Well, Kendrick just put his album out.
Kendrick is the number one person in rap music.
In rap?
He's doing the Super Bowl
right now.
He has the number one.
Drake is doing the World Cup.
No. That's not the same.
It's not the same, right? You know how many people watch the World Cup?
Yo, Mealy Mall, man. You ain't gonna listen. Some people call me delusional, but you're not gonna make Drake fans look that delusional. Hey, let me just spread the word out. We don't know about no goddamn World Cup halftime show. Y'all had me fooled that the World Cup was in Toronto. You know the World Cup. First of all, it's a whole tournament, right? It's like a playoff, right? You have the finals, and then you have a bunch of games that's played. You know that motherfucking thing is in, because people are like, yo, that's in Toronto. Pfft, nigga, that shit's in the U.S. and Canada. They got some shit going on in like some southern states in America. They got like Montreal or like Quebec that's hosting certain shit. They got Toronto hosting, like, bruh, like this is not the Super Bowl. I'm sorry to tell y'all. It's just not the Super Bowl. Okay? And us Drake fans got to stop the cope. Okay? Yes, Kendrick got the Super Bowl. Who gives a fuck, right? I'm not saying who gives a fuck like that in a salty way, but it's just like, bro, we can't just be like, oh, tit for tat. Oh, no, he's doing the... Brother, we've never even heard about a motherfucking... Y'all niggas don't even know the first rule of soccer. Bruh, nobody... Like, we don't know about no World Cup halftime show. And actually... Let's actually do a little fact checking on that. World Cup halftime show. Okay? FIFA has announced, right? That, what the fuck is this? Now, let me find a reputable websites. Okay, so Global Citizen is going to be producing the halftime show for the FIFA World Cup final starting in 2026. So, by the way, already that's 2 years from now. Super Bowl is next year. The two organizations announced on Saturday that during the annual Global Citizens Festival in Central Park, an advocacy organization, blah, blah, blah. The announcement was made midway, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Cool. They emphasized the partnership between FIFA and Global Citizens not only to put on a show, but to help end extreme poverty and increase access to sports and quality of education for children around the world. Okay, the lack of a halftime show for the internationally viewed game has been a subject of conjecture, with the New York Times speculating about it earlier in this year with a story with the headline, "Would a halftime show work in the World Cup?" Now we hear there's going to be one. So they're finally going to do a halftime show. Although the first halftime show for World Cup won't take place in 2026, prior to that, the 4-year partnership will include global citizens' participation, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And here's the thing when people, because I believe the headline was like, oh, shit, Drake is the ambassador to the World Cup. Like, it's in his city, and he's just going to run through, just going to run wild with it, right? There's 10 cities that's going to host the fucking World Cup. Look, Miami, Seattle, Los Angeles, Orlando, Atlanta, Nashville, Charlotte, Cincinnati, Washington, Philadelphia, and I think Toronto's up in there too. But it's definitely 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait. Host cities for World Cup. Okay. It's jointly hosted by United States, Mexico, and Canada, right? And essentially, let me just look at Toronto. I know there's some, okay, cool. So essentially, these are all the cities. Los Angeles, Bay Area, Seattle, Vancouver, Dallas, Guadalajara, Houston, Kansas City, Mexico City, Monterrey, Atlanta, Boston, Miami, New York, New Jersey, because they're going to do something at MetLife. And by the way, I think the final might be at MetLife, which is New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Toronto. Okay, let me see. Where's the final going to be? The final, the host of the final match is going to be MetLife Stadium, which is in New Jersey. But it's pretty much New York, New Jersey, right? Because the Giants and Jets play there, right? Bruv, again, where are we getting that Drake is performing here? And again, I'm a Drake fan, but we got to just stay with a little bit of facts. Like, where the fuck are we getting that Drake is doing some big show here? I don't even think if we search Drake name on a thing, we'll find it. No, it don't even mention a performer. What Drake is an ambassador for Canada as a host city. Drake, ambassador, FIFA. So FIFA unveiled, which there's 104 games, right? That's going to be played in Mexico, United States, and Canada. That the music mogul, Drake, is Canada's ambassador for the 1-hour television spectacle. And he sat down with a fireside chat with the FIFA president, okay? This is part of it.
You see there's passion in many things, but the passion in the World Cup, I think, is unmatched.
Yeah, millions
yes.
of fans coming from all over the world, and I'm sure they will be welcomed like nowhere else.
I mean,
especially in Canada.
Not to make this a Canadian promo, please feel free to visit Canada. We are the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life. But yeah, of course, welcome with open arms, and just to have all these people who are there with passion, with competitive spirit, but for a great game, for a great cause. I think that it's just going to fill the streets with so much energy.
Okay. So this is Cope from, and I'm going to say us Drake fans. Listen, Drake is the ambassador. There's 3 countries. He's a Canadian ambassador for the Toronto hosting, and Toronto is of multiple cities. You can see here there's 16 cities, okay? There's 16 regions or locations for the World Cup. For one of them, Toronto, he is the ambassador. The final game is not in Toronto. It's in New York, basically. New York, New Jersey. So let's just calm down with that. There's going to be a halftime show, supposedly. We have no idea what that's going to be. And I don't know if Mealy Mall is, just pulling a Destiny and hawking up, Hawk 2 and some D. But I don't know if we have any confirmation that Drake is performing at the Super Bowl, to be fair. Now, granted, if Drake did perform at at the World Cup finals, you got to remember, the World Cup is an entire tournament, right? The finals is usually the most watched thing ever. So it's going to be in the MetLife Stadium. There's going to be a halftime show. Will Drake be headlining it? I don't know. We haven't got any news that I know of that so far.
Doing the World Cup.
No. That's not the same.
It's not the thing, right? You know how many people watch the World Cup? How many people watch the World Cup? I think they tallied like 1.6 billion last time.
Yeah, that budget different.
Super Bowl is 123 million.
No.
Yeah, we're not finna shit on the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is the biggest thing we know, bro. Stop. We're not gonna shit on it. It is what it is, man. To Drake fans, yo, we have to start realizing, bro, this moment's gonna end. I know it's not cool. Right now, it feels like the K-Barbs is just like kind of like basking in some, you know. First of all, they have no motion without the offset of Drake, but it feels like, you know, damn, Drake needs like a win, right? The Super Bowl is a Super Bowl, bro. That's a win for anybody. I don't give a fuck even if it's for Kendrick, right? Now, I did get word. They said that Kendrick is going to perform Not Like Us. This is what I've been told. And that he's already preparing the version of Not Like Us that he's going to perform. Here's what I heard. He has an option of putting new lyrics, right? So maybe like an unheard verse, which I don't think he's going to do. But the version of the song that he's going to play is going to be severely edited and not edited like in post. He's going to perform a song where he's not saying certified lover boy, certified pedophile. He's not saying that, okay? But it's still going to have the same essence, and that's his directive, to make sure that when people are watching it at home or in a stadium, they're not going to make it, it's not going to sound watered down, even though it is for how it's going to be portrayed over the television airwaves. But to everybody there and there are people watching it, you're going to be able to fill in the blanks. You get what I mean? Like it's a fill in the blanks type shit. You know what I mean? So you're going to probably have to scream the A minor, not him. That's what I've been told. All right.
Versus 1.6 billion viewers. It's just different is all I'm saying. It's just, what are we talking? That's what I'm saying. What perception?
Chat, nobody's arguing that the World Cup is not bigger than the Super Bowl. What I'm arguing is that, yo, Kendrick was awarded the halftime show representative already. Why are we making up that Drake is doing the World Cup when we have no idea? Just to get a one-up on the K-Barbs. Like, they're going to be a halftime show. We don't know who's performing yet.
What lens are we looking at this through? If I'm hosting, the World Cup is in my country.
But the World Cup thing, it's playing with semantics, right? Because they this is the first time that they're having a performer. I don't think it's during the actual final game. It's like part of the world. It's like that.
And that's another thing too. With all due respect, if Drake performs at one of the group stage games at halftime, that is not bigger than the Super Bowl. I'm being very honest, bro. And please, none of y'all Drake fans be like, yo, act switching up. No, I'm just speaking facts, bro. The World Cup final is the biggest game ever. But there's 100 games that's in the World Cup. We're not watching all of them shits. We watch the finals. Nigga, I remember being on vacation, nigga, and everybody at this resort, where we were at, we were in Mexico. Was it Mexico? I think it was Mexico. No, I was on vacation. I was there for my brother's wedding. And we're at like this this big ass place that was like, you know, they have all type of like, it's almost like an amusement park damn near. And everybody stopped and was watching. Everybody was glued, just huddled around to like these massive places with TVs. Like, it is the biggest event, but the finals everybody's gonna watch. Of course, every country and countries that care about whatever, like the viewership is still gonna be up on all the games, but Super Bowl numbers, I don't know. Until we get to like the elimination games, with the bigger teams, I don't know. But if motherfucking Ghana starts playing Senegal in a group stage, like, oh, they're in Group B, or my country, Jamaica, fucking plays, I don't know, Puerto Rico. Does Puerto Rico have a team? Or plays, I don't know, Nicaragua. Bro, that's not getting like 100 million people watching. Nigga, there's 4 million people in Jamaica. Who the fuck gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, relax. We got to calm it down. You get what I'm saying? Now, the finals, everybody on motherfucking planet Earth is watching. Bro, we could Google it now. Viewership for group games in World Cup. Okay, group stage games. Okay. I just want to do the comparison to but again, we got to compare one game because, as I said, there's 100 games. We got to compare one game, one random group stage game, because I don't know if we can see the schedule now. Let me see what game will be held in Toronto World Cup. It's gonna host 6 matches. Okay, 6 matches. Is going to host, here we go. Thank you. Group stage, and the men's national team's opener. Okay. The round of 32? All right, good. So the most important game would have been this game, right? Let's look at the round of 32. Round of 32 World Cup ratings. That's all we want to watch. The 2022 World Cup. Let me see. Okay. Now, this is kind of hard to also kind of see because this is using U.S. television networks, and there's multiple networks that broadcast this because it's all around the world, right? So, okay. 5 different kickoffs. So they had 1.1 million viewers per game. Okay? Overall, the most popular time slot was this. Okay, so it looks like the average, even if you go 3.87, right? So 3.87, and hold on. Fox average for Let's just go with the biggest numbers have, 4.02. Right? Now, granted, this is U.S. viewership. I'm being fair. This is U.S. viewership. So they're saying, based on the games during that stage, right? During that stage for, I think, is the group stage, right? So the round of 32, right? When 32 is there, right? At the best time slot, right? Which is 2 o'clock, they had average 3.874 on average viewership for a total viewership of 61 million, right? Let's look at Super Bowl viewership. Super Bowl is twice that. Now, granted, I'm saying this is what my only thing, and the only people who gonna argue with me is Drake fans. Like, and stop. Like, I'm on y'all team. Stop it. What I'm trying to say is that the Super Bowl is probably bigger than every singular game in the World Cup till we get to probably the round of 8. That's just a fact. Like, look, 123. Remember, the round of 32, the peak viewership is 61 million overall, 3.8 million concurrent, right? Or average or whatever. Concurrent. Super Bowl does this. Now, let's just go Super Bowl versus World Cup. But you see, they're always compared to the final. Bro, we don't know if Drake... Do we think that they're giving the whole Super Bowl final to just Drake? Come on, bro. Like, stop it. Like, stop it, nigga. We got to cut the malarkey. All right? And also, the first time they're going to do a goddamn Super Bowl, they're probably going to do a medley. Yo, we might showcase the top stars from this host country. Or the top stars from the 3 host countries. Let's get the biggest Mexican performer. You get 5 minutes. The biggest U.S. performer, They might be like Taylor Swift. You get 5 minutes, and the biggest Canadian performer, which obviously we're going to say Drake or The Weeknd or Bieber. Yeah, Drake, Weeknd, Bieber. And then y'all get 5 minutes if it's going to be like a 15-minute thing. Right? So Drake might be a part of it, but like, let's not act like Drake is running the show now. Like, come on. That's like just, we're being incorrect here. And I could be proven wrong. They could announce it like, no, Drake is curating this whole bitch. Anyway. Okay. How did I get to even playing that shit? Okay. All right, anyway. Oh, no. I was trying to play Mealy Mall talking about, it wasn't really about that. It was, let's see if we can find it.
Anything beforehand?
No.
Here we go. We're going to find it, y'all. Yeah, Millie Mall said that Drake is headlining the finals. So, like, everybody's running with that. I just don't think Millie Mall will be the person to. And that's not even me just not liking him. Like, bro, it's the World Cup finals. Like, they're going to roll it out the way they want. Just like how we saw the NFL roll it out the way they wanted with Kendrick, you know? They're not going to be like, Millie Mall go tell people this shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. It was something about UMG. That's what I'm trying to find. Can't find it though. Is this?
Asked for something that no artist has ever asked for or received. And it's going to be very interesting to see if he receives that.
As far as money?
As far as compensation for damages.
Mm-hmm. On the lawsuit side.
Absolutely. We talking upwards of $2 billion.
$2 billion?
He's going to ask for a big three. Okay,
absolutely.
I'm gonna ask for a big.
Well, if he gets look at that point, fuck public perception. It's been real. It's been real.
I'm just saying at that point, I don't give a fuck what Black Twitter is talking about. I don't give a fuck what Black Twitter is talking about. I don't care what the barbershops are talking about. Yep. If I just sue Universal for $2 billion in my masters and I won, I'm just looking at it like people have to stop being so surface with the shit and saying, oh, Drake is mad that he lost. Just take the L. Cool. Y'all are talking about a rap battle. This is not the URL. We're talking about the
business battle. Yes.
Not URL. No disrespect to URL and smacking all them. Those are I support those guys. But this isn't that. This isn't a rap battle. This is Drake versus Universal Music Group. For anybody that doesn't understand what that is,
financing both sides of the war.
They're financing both sides of the war, and they're in business with the streaming platforms.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is where I wanted to pause it because and I didn't want to go on a tangent earlier when I was playing what Ebro was saying. When are we? And let's have the serious discussion, chat. I don't have the best hopes for any lawsuit or legal action that Drake is going to take against UMG. I'm going to tell you why. These artists are willingly engaging with companies, right? Again, Drake has read up and, he could have became a free agent before. He has signed back on with UMG multiple times. He could have left. Here's my thing. The thing that's going on in music is that these companies have fixed the game. When at the time that UMG and other record labels seemingly saw their mortality, they made sure they leaned back on what was the most valuable thing, and they controlled and fixed everything in there. Let me give you the example. Catalog. Oh, shit. Oh, this is going to a tech game? Oh, we not selling CDs at FYE and Best Buy and Target no more? Oh, y'all said this is all about, oh, fuck, well, we're way behind on the tech game. Oh, Apple is $1 trillion already invested in this. Oh, shit, Spotify been had this shit go. Damn, you realize, think about it when it comes to like streaming, when it comes to like TV. HBO has HBO Max. You have Paramount Plus. You have Disney Plus. That's them trying to compete with Netflix. They're going to be like, you know what? If you want to watch Disney shit, you ain't going to catch it on Netflix. You got to come catch it over here. You do realize that 85% of the consumable catalog of all music that generates revenue is from 3 companies. You know Spotify and Apple would be out the paint if all 3 of them said, we're all going to create our own streaming platforms. And you pay based on who you listen to most. If you like Taylor, well, you're going to be subscribing to UMG's streaming platform. Because UMG has Taylor, Weeknd, Drake, Post Malone, all of those people. Oh, you like Billie Eilish. Well, Billie Eilish is still UMG. Oh, you like some of the Sony artists. Well, you subscribe to Sony. Oh, you like Youngboy, Uzi, this and third. Well, you subscribe to Warner streaming service. Why did the labels never do that? Because we see it in the TV model with HBO. We see it with Stars. We see they start developing their own streaming platform. Because when they were just licensing it to Netflix, Netflix was getting more and more power, and all the cord cutters are just going to, you're building Netflix. The problem with the music business is that it's too late. They built Spotify, and Apple Music can't lose to nobody. They're too big to fail in general. So what the music business did is that rather than invest billions of dollars to compete in a atmosphere with Spotify, this and third, one thing we got that they don't got is that we own the shit. We'll just play the licensing game, right? So from then on, they just license. But when they were making the first big deals, Universal said, well, fuck. At a point, Spotify could start feeling themselves and be like, as music continues, they could start offering people to sign to them. Now, what if Spotify offered people to sign to them? They become our competitor. They're just not the tech company anymore. So you know what? You know what the big 3 did? UMG, SME, Sony Music Entertainment, and Warner Music Group. They said, let's cut a deal with Spotify that they can't sign people. They could never be what we are. They could never compete like that. They could only be a partner. As part of that, we'll give them a big, by the way, Spotify was saying to them, yo, they're not broke, but they're like, yo, we're losing money. Like, we haven't figured out streaming to be a valid, reliable method of generating revenue. We didn't have enough subscribers yet. And Universal and all these companies said to them, okay, how about this? Give us some ownership over there. And you know what Spotify did? Okay, you take this ownership, you take this. What that did so they did 2 things. In these deals they did with the labels, they guaranteed that they could never compete with the labels in signing artists themselves. Now, there's some loop arounds with that too, which we get to another time. But basically, the streaming services were always going to be a partner to the labels. They could never be a competitor. You got to realize these three companies don't want competitors. It's us 3 and nobody else. Everybody's independent. We don't give a fuck about TuneCore, DistroKid. It's just us 3. So they did the deals with them. These companies could never compete. Not only could they never compete contractually, they gave them a huge discount by making Universal own a piece of the company. If you Google it, you will be able to see. They have a minority stake, okay? So they have a minority stake in the company, which gives them incentive and gives Spotify incentive to be loyal to them. Do you get what I'm saying? We gave you a discount. We own piece of your company now. So UMG owns piece of the tech company that's now serving the music. Very smart. Rather than tax them out the ass for the licensing, you own piece of the company. So now you can help steer where it goes. Right? Now, why did I say that? I said that because this is the thing that we all need to talk about. Why are these artists or anybody else seemingly upset at the game that they all have initially or at some point cognizantly chosen to get a part of and have been down with. I'm gonna give you an example because there's another company that does the same too. What I just described with UMG and the music industry is that once, again, they saw themselves bleed once people stopped buying shit and pirating started. So they set up their business in a way that they'll never bleed again. And I think I explained it, but I'll put the cherry on top now. Since we own the catalog, we have the biggest leverage. Let's own a piece of this. Let's twist TikTok hand that they got to listen to us. So everybody needs our catalog. We're going to starve them out. And if they don't get down with what we want, we'll take our music off their shit. Remember, with us three, it's 85% of music. So they got to get down with the program. Hold on, you're muted. Who's that? Is that
My bad. My bad.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is this essential point. Universal Music and Warner and Sony, they can't lose because they control every aspect of it. You know, their new thing is they realize that people start consuming music on social media. That's why they're doing all the deals with Meta and TikTok. You know, they stopped. Yeah, they came out and said, oh, the subscriber growth on Spotify has slowed. But we did 2 big-ass deals with Meta. And Mark Zuckerberg gave us the bag. And every time these chicks be like, yo, real-ass bitch, give a fuck about a nigga, and you hear it playing in the background, we're getting licensing fees from that. We're getting the money over there. So what Universal has done, they use the leverage of having the ownership of the content, and they control the whole game. Essentially, what am I saying? You can't defeat them. Because unless you could change their market share from the amount they've owned this market share for the last 80 years of recorded music. You can't change it overnight. And even one artist can't change it in the twilight of their career or later on in their career. So they have the leverage that nobody can fuck with. I'm going to tell you who also does the same thing. And that's why I say these artists ultimately, they're going up against a machine they can't fight and they can't beat. Live Nation. Look how ill Live Nation got this. By the way, Live Nation's in court. This is how dominant they are. And by the way, at some point, these labels, I don't know if, because they own minority stakes, they don't own it completely. Let me tell you how Live Nation is gangster. Live Nation owns Rolling Loud. They own all the venues. The big venues, they own the building. They own the ticketing. So they own Ticketmaster. They own the building. They own everything that gets sold in there. They own 80-90% of the market share when it comes to touring. Essentially, if live music touring will happen, you can't get them out the paint. Because if they want to play hardball, if you say, yo, we don't want to go with you, they can start playing games with you when it comes to the venues. Oh, well, this venue says you don't have the right insurance. Oh, well, you can't book this. Yo, Live Nation has these dates blanketed. Oh, so they could fuck with you. When you're playing versus these conglomerates, they own everything. That's what I'm saying with UMG and the rest of them. UMG has some control over Spotify, Meta, and these other entities that it's doing business with. How the fuck could you go fight against them? When they control everything, you need your music to pop. You need TikTok, right? Well, you got to deal with TikTok, or do they got to deal with TikTok? Are you getting paid billions by TikTok, or TikTok paying the labels billions and got to stay in their good graces? The point what I'm trying to say is that UMG, SME, Sony, and Warner, they have monopolized recorded music. All that independent shit sound good, but they have monopolized music by owning 85% of the catalog that's of recorded music, that they control every party that involves and touches music. Just like how Live Nation controls the touring business and This is why one artist can't go up against a conglomerate. How you gonna go up against them? Even if you tell him no, all right, let's say with Drake. Drake says, yo, I'm not signing back with y'all, man. Fuck y'all niggas, man. I'm about to go independent. I'm about to go get this shit lit. Oh, word? Okay. Go ahead. Hey, Meta. Remember we got a partnership, and as part of the partnership, artists signed to us get these benefits. Drake is no longer signed. Hey, just to let you know. And because you're paying a pretty penny and you got a discount for licensing our catalog, you're expected to make sure you give our artists the benefit of the doubt or the boost in the algorithm. Drake should not. They gonna make sure. We paying for this. He not no more. He's out there by himself. Same with touring. Anytime you see a goddamn artists try to go independent with the touring shit and they don't go with Live Nation, all you keep hearing is that their tour is flopping, dates canceled, this, that, and third. Because you know what Live Nation does? Could somebody call up the Barclays and tell them, we got to cancel the show tonight. I'm not saying that that's exactly what happens, but shit gets funny. And that's the power of these companies. They own or not necessarily own, but have control or have a lot of input on the subsidiaries that you need to rely on for that industry. How could you make it in music if you don't use Spotify, UMG owns a part of? If you don't promote on social media or you don't have these campaigns, which UMG has a big contract with Meta, you don't use TikTok, which UMG got the big contract with TikTok. What do you have at that point? You got your balls and your word. You don't got nothing. You can't go up against these companies. Man, I don't want to rock with Live Nation no more, man. Like, I'm going to do this all myself. I'm going to sell it like I used to sell it, like back in the day out the trunk. Okay, well, go sell your ticket somewhere else, because when you got your ticket on Ticketmasters, we're going to suppress it. Don't they own Ticketmaster too? That's what I'm saying. When you use our service, remember, you didn't want to get down with us? This is like gangs. Nigga, you didn't want to get down with Live Nation? Okay, you going with somebody else? Oh, I bet. How you selling your tickets? Oh, now you want to use our service, Ticketmaster. Okay, cool. All right. Well, you know we do our promotional emails every week, and we send out the top concerts that people want to go to. Let's see if your concert's gonna be in it. Fuck no. We not in business with you like that. This is what I'm trying to say. It's confusing to me when I see these people trying to act like they're about to go up against these establishment and win, because a lot of the times when they're winning, the establishment already fixed the game. The music industry game is fixed by the labels. It's fixed. The live touring business is fixed. It's impossible for you to, like, and I'm saying impossible, obviously there's a possibility, but it's impossible that one artist that doesn't have a bajillion dollars and a bajillion connects could make a difference. It's the same thing what kind of Amazon got right now. Imagine if you're like, nah, Amazon cool and everything, but yo, man, I got a little website, man. I think we about to start competing with them. They ass. We do drop shipping. Now, this shit gonna be popping. No, you won't, motherfucker. They control a lot of shit. Amazon, like, put like this, and there's so much cross-collateralized thing, and this is where these bigger relationships come in. For example, I was telling people, I'm like, yo, Twitch. So Twitch has never been profitable. Okay, the competitor to Twitch, they're trying to say is Kick. They both have to pay Amazon because Amazon Web Services is the place that hosts streams. I'll give you one interesting thing about, and just to let y'all know, streaming, like, they still have, it's about technology. They haven't figured out what streaming is yet. Like, in terms of fully being profitable, and you might be like, how? Like I said before, I think Kai Cenat's making $250,000 a day in this subathon. Do you know how much it costs Twitch to broadcast Kai Cenat's stream? We're talking about servers here. You're broadcasting to over 100,000 people on average daily. It costs them $100,000. This is why, now, Kai, obviously, that is profitable. He has subs, this and third. But they don't only let niggas like Kai stream. You could go stream till eternity with 18 people watching you. And you're losing them money. They're not gonna tell you that. Because if they restricted who could stream based on your audience, you would never go stream there. But here's the thing though. How could somebody ever compete with Twitch and knock Twitch off when the person you have to pay to host your stream owns Twitch? You think that Amazon, not that they care that much, because Twitch is a really small entity of Amazon. Amazon owns Twitch. You think Jeff Bezos and them is going to be like, all right, we want to get Twitch off the ground, but we're going to give priority to what you got going on over what we own? It's never going to happen. So I'm just showing you, like, in a lot of these circumstances when you're dealing with big conglomerates, the fight is fixed. How do you, like, this is why Rumble was slightly different. So Rumble is the only live streaming platform that doesn't use AWS. AWS is Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services is the backbone of Twitch. It's the reason why if you're watching me now on Twitch, you could see me on Twitch. Google doesn't use it. But Google has their own thing. They've been producing videos for a while. But Google doesn't only aim to try to compete in live streaming. Google just dominates video. So get Google out of the paint. Twitch wants to be the only live streaming platform. Sole live streaming platform, right? Kick is trying to compete with them. But Kick got to pay the people who own Twitch. This is like, and I'm only saying that to tell y'all the fight is fixed in all these type of things, man. So listen, as much as I like Drake, bruv, what the fuck is Drake gonna say to these people? All right, bro, I'm about to go independent. All right, bet. Good luck, nigga. When we holler at Spotify, Meta, TikTok, all these other entities that usually are boosting you or algorithmically pushing you because of our contracts and our existing agreements, when we holler at them and say, yo, that nigga no longer with us. And remember our deal that you are paying us $3 billion every year and a half is for our artists. Make sure that nigga who's no longer on our roster does not get any of those preferable treatment or algorithms that you would give to our artists, because contractually it's only for our artists. Okay, let's see how Drake survives then. You can't beat the establishment. Anyway, Kyrie, what up, man? I see you popping in.